Hey everyone, welcome to the Great Switcheroo, number 5. Girls, I just want to say thanks for inviting me into another Switcheroo. It was so fun and I really had to push myself on this piece. I will just do a little walkthrough. I'm going to list all the colors that I'm using in the description box. This was a hard one to edit in on the time that we needed to, have the videos. So it's sped up and I hope you guys enjoy it. But again, thanks for having me in the Switcheroo again. This is my second one. So much fun. Love it, love it, love it. So I am using the Bloom recipe and I'm swiping. I had already put my pillow down and I'm just swiping through and putting the cell activator on my swiping tool. Again, you guys can see all those recipes and everything in previous videos. Today is just about the switcheroo and color and Bollywood themed. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now I'm just putting in some, modifying the swipe. I do have so much footage of this video, or of my process for this piece. And if you guys want, I can upload a longer video. So just let me know. And by now you've seen all the girls' video premieres. And if you haven't, if you missed any of them and you want to go back, I will have all the video links below for Kanella and AB Creations and Tammy Anderson. So you can check out their videos in a replay after you see this one, if you missed their premieres. So I'm just spinning it out. And this is mixed media. So I'm spinning this out and it's going to let it dry. And then I'm going to just embellish and play. Okay, so I'm using just some modeling paste and a palette knife. And I'm just kind of patting it up and down to get a bit of texture in the white spots. And then I found myself some beads. 3 different sizes I'm using. Again, this video is sped up because there's a lot of work and time put into this piece. And we can only have a certain amount of time for these videos. So now what I've done is I've used this little Piggy Pigments. This piece is all this little Piggy Pigments. I squirted in some Liquitex gloss varnish into my little mini cupcake trays, which are now art tools. And then just the tiniest bit of pigment I mixed in there, all the colors that I wanted to use. And now I'm just going over the modeling paste and the beads. And I did let them dry. I actually helped them dry with my heat gun. So now I'm just brushing over them. The colors, that I want. Drying in between sometimes just so I can go back over and kind of layer up the colors to get some cool gradients and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing. And again, I can re-edit a longer version of this video. Just let me know if you guys are into that and I will. I'm trying to think what else. Yes. So after the painting dried, I wasn't too excited about the composition and all that, but I was like, do you know what? This is mixed media and I'm going to work with what I had and see if I can create something beautiful. And I am so excited about the end results of this piece. I think it's just gorgeous. It's definitely different for me and the whole process was different. And I'm so excited that I joined this collaboration because it's pushed me and I cannot wait to do some more pieces like this. So again, I'm just brushing all those pigments on there. And I will list all the colors. I use so many different colors in this piece. So I will list that all in the description box below this video. And please, if you're new, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up and all that. So see, I'm using my heat gun just to dry up some areas. The heat gun is great, especially for this kind of mixed media stuff, because for me, I'm very impatient and I like to just, if I'm in a creative flow, I like to keep going. I don't like to wait and wait for things to dry. So I just kind of speed it up with the heat gun. Now this is a first for me. These are those like gold leaf flakes by Pepio, I think. So again, I'm probably doing this gold leafing all wrong, but I just used what I had on hand. And that's my Liquitex gloss varnish again. So I'm just brushing it down. I do believe you're supposed to brush the medium down, wait for it to get tacky, and then you put your gold leaf on. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I just did what worked for me, and it worked. It turned out. So that's happy days. So I'm just taking a dry brush with some kind of stronger bristles to pull up some of the flakes, and then just kind of laying them on top, and they kind of just do their own thing. When you put them on top, they pull themselves back into the varnish down, and then I'm flattening them out. It was at first kind of a tricky, I had to kind of get the hang of it, but then by the end of this piece, now I'm like Gold Leaf Pro. Totally not true whatsoever, but so much fun. So I'm just kind of going through, and you'll see me do a bit more of the brush painting on the pigments, and adding some more modeling paste and stuff. So again, this video is sped up like crazy because I had to fit so much footage in. So hopefully it's not annoying. So it's like a speed mixed media painting project. So now I'm rambling. Again, though, so much fun doing this. Love it. So just adding some more gold leaf along the, and I'm trying to get a little, or I went to get a little bit of the gold flakes to sit at the edges of the modeling paste area, and to lay some of the flakes over some of the beads around the edges. So some of the beads were covered in gold leaf. Okay, so as you can see, sorry, I just had to get the door, and that totally lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'm just putting on the gold leaf where I think it needs to go. I remember just at this stage trying to figure out the composition and how I wanted everything to kind of look. So you really just have to build up, and if you're not, like, there was many times during this process where I was like, oh, what is this going to turn into? I was a bit nervous, but then it's kind of like when I decorate cakes, or you're doing like novelty cakes. You start out with nothing, and it takes a while for it to become something. So you just have to kind of stick with it and just trust yourself, and just keep going and make something, just create until you're happy. And that's what I did. So I just kept going with it until I was happy with the composition and the end result. Let's see. I did darken up. I don't think I actually put it in this video. I did darken up the edges with some of the this little Piggy pigment. I actually dry brushed that, and I dry brushed it, and I also used some of the varnish in with it as well. So yeah, just to give a bit of some shading, especially around the edges of the canvas. So now I'm going in because I was not happy with the composition. I really wanted to get some of the beads and the gold to start heading into the middle of the canvas. So I just grabbed some more of my modeling paste and just kind of went for it, I guess. And again, I really didn't wait. Like, you should wait for it to, dry properly and all that. But I just used my heat gun and just kept going. Like, I did this just almost in one sitting, which it was so enjoyable. So I'm definitely going to have a go again. So just adding the beads, and just flipped it around to do the other side. So I was basically just putting that on until I was finally happy with the composition. And then now we're just going back in to paint over the modeling paste areas. And then if you do that like varnish pigment mix, make sure you don't have it uncovered for too long, because that varnish will dry up and get really thick, and then, you don't want to waste your little mixes. So I just put some saran wrap over them nice and tight, and I still have a little bit left, so I will use them for another project. The colors are absolutely gorgeous on this. It's so fun. I got to use like every single color. So this was such a great idea for a collaboration. And we're almost done here, so bear with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the other premiere videos and the chats and all that good stuff. It's always fun. So now just going in and adding some more of the flakes to the edges of the modeling paste area. And then you could see, now you can really see the shading I did around the edges. It just kind of roughed it up a bit, which I like that look. The roughed up look. Okay, you know what I mean. But that like just shading and whatnot, I like it. So, and I also put more of the gold leaf on the edges of the canvas as well. The gold flakes. I don't know if it's called gold. I don't know. Gold flakes, I'm going to say, because that's... And here we are. And then I just did one coat of resin. And I'm debating on whether or not to do another one. I like how you can, in most of the areas, you can kind of feel the beads coming through. And then in the middle, a lot of the beads are sunken under, under the resin, because I guess when you're resining canvas, it'll pool up if you don't support it properly. And of course I didn't. But let me know what you guys think. And before I get cut off, I'm going to say goodbye. Again, girls, thanks so much for inviting me into the Switcheroo. Loved it. I had so much fun, and great idea. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.